We are here in the Bahamas.
We are going to make it right.
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know?
The commander is here.
What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out.
Don't eat.
Something got pop your butt.
Yeah.
Oh, I can.
Welcome to Around the Block. Wait a minute. Sorry. Welcome to Blockchain. Sorry. Welcome to welcome to Hit Network. Wait a minute. No, this is BitBoy Crypto, baby. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. How are we all doing today? I'm rocking the new Hit merch. I got the ATB hat on. I just got a little confused, folks. It's Friday. It's weekend time. It's ready to party. What are we about to party? Hey, who's doing a little DCAing? Who are you doing DCAing in the chat? Are you? What are you DCAing into? Let us know. I got a couple things on my radar that I've been looking at. My last purchase, bought a little of that ADA. You know, some of that 25-cent ADA looked pretty good. But you know, in typical Coinbase fashion, when you hit enter, it was 26 cents. Oh, I don't remember that. But yeah, DCA into life. DCA. Hey, Raul, you the man. Appreciate it. Miguel, Jared, Jess, Jim, Eric, Tyler, everybody. Guys, we're going to talk about these shorts, losing all the money. We're going to talk about Mark Cuban, Binance, huge Binance stuff, some CT minute. We're going to break down the Blackrock ETF. Is it an ETF? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it a trust or is it shares? Is it like Grayscale? Is it better than Grayscale? Is it worse than Grayscale? We got the breakdowns. Someone from, I think it was the senior ETF analyst from Bloomberg. He has some really good breakdowns for you because I'm not the super duper lawyer expert on ETFs and what's the differences here. So we're going to break that down for you. Plus, we got some XRP news you're going to want to look at and a pretty cool crypto event we're going to be going to in a couple months. Come up, say hey to me and Kat, maybe get a picture. All right, let's get well, first, Tim, how are you doing today, Tim?
You know, DZ, no one ever asked me that question, and I'm very glad you did.
Yeah, they always say how much for a G, but they never say how is a G. How are you doing, G?
I'm doing actually pretty well. Can't complain. I'm excited about the show though. Excited about the topics.
Yeah, we were doing some baby talking before the show.
We were talking about raising some babes.
Yeah,
and,
raising some babes. Different strategies. I'm me and Kat were having these discussions. We're looking forward to it, and I'm just trying to make sure my child doesn't grow up in a toxic soup, and just how can I navigate that well? All right, Slick Shirt. Thank you very much. Is it true that they've canceled the Punisher? You know what? If it is true, it's all the more reason to get a little shirt like this. Normally, a shirt that looked like this had a connotation 10 years ago. Yeah. Now it's more of just a connotation of, I just want to stand up and protect my rights as an American. And when did a flag become, I don't know, something not offensive, fantastic, not awesome, not great?
If what you're saying about the Punisher is true, because we're talking about this right before the stream, I think sometime next week, because Ben's going to be out for a while now, so you're going to be running the show here next week. I think we should dig in. One of our sections next week, we should dig in. Let's find more about that potential plot to the Punisher to get rid of him.
DZ, a father soon. Nothing official, but hey, we're going to be looking into it. If he's canceled, that means he's legit. All right. Mark said, DZ, are you a gang member? You know what? No, I'm in that crypto gang. I'm in the ADA gang. Don't come at me, Cardano community. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's not ADA gang. All right, it's Cardano community. Get it right. All right, everybody, make sure you're sub to our channel. But hey, we have added something. I don't have a YouTube yet, but we have been messing around on hit slots on kick.com. If you want to check that out, that's maybe something we're going to be building up. Really, really cool. But we don't have a YouTube. Maybe I'll just edit up something and get it up on YouTube, and then we can have it up here. You know what? I'm going to work on that today. That's a good thing. The DZ Twitter, we're going to get into that with the CT Minute brought to you by Stake, just not yet. Am I buying Matic? I am looking at Matic. But Matic, Solana, and Cardano were all beaten down. I could have spread my bets 3 ways. I said, you know what? I'm just going to put my conviction in one of these coins. I have some Matic. I have some Solana. I have more Cardano, but you know what I did? I just added more Cardano because I'm more familiar with that ecosystem, and I'm just a big Ada Gang disagrees. All right, King Peasant. Interesting name there. All right, hit merch if you want to get these cool shirts. Look, here's the flag ones here. I'm rocking the black one right here. United we stand. Then we have with the Bitcoin B right there, spark some some pretty good conversations, I think. Also, we got some cool hoodies. I know some Bitcoin people are going to be in the chat, so if you want to check that out, rep the coin there. Let's see, we keep rolling. We got these cool ones. I like the black and the gold is probably my favorite, and I also really like that Bitcoin is my plan B. The Candle Mafia around the blockchain mug. So hey, if you want to show some support, hit merch is the place. The shirt feels good. I like it too. Normally, I only wear one type of shirts. Like I have the TISM. I only wear basically Express XLs, V-necks, sometimes the crew neck. But yeah, I do like this one. It's hard to find a shirt that fits and, I don't know, that isn't just like extra large, super wide, super short. Looks like a belly shirt. All right, Cardonzo. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I mispronounced it. It is Cardonzo. There's a Z if you didn't know. That's what Jim says.
I was going to ask, because we know that Cardonzo, somebody did go ahead and make a Cardonzo, but what about, have they made a Matic yet or a Philcon? Or I never saw, but Solano was in the same sentence as Cardonzo. Do those coins actually exist now?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure there's 87 smart contracts for each of those. A Philcon also, if you get into a bad deal with someone named Phil, like a Phil Dumpy, with Beep, don't know anything about that. I don't wear mediums, okay? XL all the way. My real size is large, tall, but it's really hard to get LTs. Hey guys, let's look at the crypto market though right now. Look, we could talk fashion all day. We get Drew, Drew has some insights too on that. But no, let's look at Bitcoin, baby. Bitcoin is on the move up. Everybody, we are now up 1.8%. Let me click so I can get a little zoom action. All right, maybe I need a refresh. Maybe I just don't know how to zoom on one of these things. Oh, confirm. Oh, continue. Use information. Yeah, give me the new. Take me home. All right, we're going to click here. Sometimes CoinGecko wants to confirm you're a human being. Yes, I am a human being. Why were they wanting to hide Bitcoin gaining an additional 1 point right there? Yeah, Bitcoin pumping 2.4%, everybody. Ethereum, hey, it took a little page out of its book. It is up 1.4%. BNB still down about 10% for the week, but they are in the green today, 1.6. XRP had some good days. Now it's not one of those good days. It's down almost 3%. Staked Ether. Cardano still feeling the pain. I did get in at 26. I think it was actually 25 point, probably around 8. So I got in at these levels. I'm okay holding at these levels. I was in a good, nice trade, but then I didn't set my stop profit, or I didn't set my stop loss into profit. Went from a 15% gain to a 15% loss. Huge swing. But I'm only playing with like $250, so it wasn't too much there. Tron is down. They did, I think they transferred 1 billion from Tron to Ethereum and Tether, if I'm not mistaken. Solana
like 1.25 billion.
5?
1.25.
1.25. Yeah. Okay, so over $1 billion there. All right, well, let's look at the top gainers and the top losers. I heard there's a secret, though, to pump your portfolio. Do you know what that secret is?
I have no idea what that secret is.
It's called hit the like button. Oh. Every time a BitSquad member hits the like button, Bitcoin goes up 1 penny. So if we all collectively do it, it is going to pump your bag, because Bitcoin can only go up so far before it just drags everybody up. I don't care how bearish your news is. At a certain point, Bitcoin will just pull everybody with it, just like some sort of unstoppable beast. Miss his singing calling? No, I'm very, very tone deaf. In fact, the one time I was set outside in the hallway at school. We were talking about it. I remember what class. I was always good in English. I was always good in math. I was always good in history. There was one class, though, I suffered in. That was chorus in elementary school. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. The teacher pointed at everybody. Give me ti. Give me la. Give me so. They would hit it. She'd look at me. Give me re. I'd be like, re. And then, yeah, it was so bad she would have to pull me outside. It was quite embarrassing.
Can we
quite
get
embarrassing.
Can we get
Very
a
toned down.
rendition of that right now?
Do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. That sounded pretty good, right?
I'll give it a C plus. C
Oh,
plus.
man, that was a D minus.
I'll give it a
that was
C
an
plus.
F.
You passed the class. You're not going to get any flying colors. We're not going to make you sing any solos, but you can go to the next grade.
Thoughts on BC Vault? When do they go out of? I'm not sure. Do we have any BC Vault thing? I'm not sure.
No,
I'd have
I
to
don't
look
think
into
so.
it. Look into it. Doe, a deer, a female deer. Great scene from The Simpsons as well. All right, let's look at the top gainers though. Back to regularly scheduled program. You hit the like button. I gave you 15 seconds. Okay, I went on a little do re mi topsy turvy turn to pump your bag. Let's take a look right now. All right, the top gainer is Stacks and KuCoin shares. I actually own some KuCoin shares from 2021. I think the first half of 2021. So I'm certainly down. If I got in the first half of 21, I want to say I got in the 20s. But you know what? I like KuCoin. I just kind of let them sit there. I earned some like little fractional rewards. But look at that, KuCoin shares up. Quant. Some call it the XRP competitor. Quant did sign a pretty good partnership with the European country, I believe. So, hey, they are pumping on the news right there. FracShare, eGold, also known as Multiverse X, is moving on up. Pepe has been bleeding. I think they're down certainly over 50 or maybe even down 80% from all-time high, but they are up 7% today. Caspa is up. People were talking about Caspa in the chat yesterday. If you got in, hey, you're up 7%. Looks like it had a really good run. Trust Wallet, Lido, Casper, Conflux, Injective. Everybody's having a pretty good day. A lot of some DZ coins here. Some old DZ's way down coins are way up, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. Yes, I'm way down on my Uniswap. Probably down on my Near. My Immutable X was free, so can you say I'm down? But they are certainly down from the all-time high. Solana, I mean, you name it, I am probably down, but everything is pumping. I'm feeling good. But now it's time for the scary part. This is a time where you cover your children's eyes, okay? You know, this is where you cut the light on. You know, this is where you move your shower curtain if you're watching on your toilet. What are the top losers? We have VeChain on the way down, EOS on the way down, XRP, ApeCoin, Polygon, Tron, Toncoin, Cardano. All right, but then after that, guys, we're looking into less than 0.5% down. So really not seeing anything really beat down too bad, except for VeChain, XRP, Ape. Those are all down over 2.5%. Polygon down 2% too. But if you look at that, that is really the story there. It is the weekly. Let's look at the worst weeklies. EOS, ApeCoin, Flow, Polygon. So not looking good because of those 5 coins, I'm in 2 of them and it doesn't feel great. Are you in any of these EOS, ApeCoin, Flow, Polygon, Chili's?
A little bit in Matic, in Polygon.
Okay.
I one point was in Chili's, but because I love what they were trying to do. They just not catching anyone.
Well, their Monterey Jack quesadilla fell off, or the fajita. So I'm done with them. Cardano, Matic, or OP. I think OP probably has the best odds of a 10x. Cardano's probably the safest 5 to 10x. No. I would say OP has the best chance of 25x. Cardano's probably the safest 5x than the other one. Matic's also good too, but that one does have a pretty high market cap. Filled with the sound of music. Thank you very much. Bought some Quant yesterday, just like 5K worth. Hey, you're up 7%. That feels pretty good, right? You're up $350. So congrats on that. All right, let's see. Let's move on here. Where are we at with? Do we have Kelly?
We have.
I heard I have
Mr.
the
Kelly
one
Kelly.
and only Kelly Kellum with the coolest last name in combination with the first.
Yeah, we gotta put our ears on
All
here.
right, so we had the assistant producers. I don't know if it was Johnny. I don't know if it was Drew. They unplugged my ATB headphones and then they replugged in Ben's headphones. Why do you want me and Ben to swap earwax? Huh? They're not in here. I don't know what they're doing. I refuse. Okay. It's like sharing a golf glove, or sharing horse, not Trojan, like a saddle. You know what I mean? It's like sharing one of those things. Some things you just don't want to share. And so I think earbuds would be one of those.
It's quite
All
the
right, what do we
spectrum.
got? Where do we got?
Here we go. We're gonna bring Kelly on here.
Kelly,
what's up, everybody? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Hey, man, you got me.
Good.
You got me down in the lab, just hustling away. I just finished the morning BitLab
Not
daily
meth
stream.
lab, not the meth lab.
No,
Yeah,
not the
this
meth
isn't
lab, but
FTX
we are.
offices. We're not all hyped up on trucker speed.
Yeah, we're hyped up on all organic coffee and good rest and just a lot of time in the charts. But there's some stuff going on. I feel like there's been some news lately in Bitcoin digital asset ecosystem. What should we be doing? What should we be looking at? Let's go ahead and dive in here. We can kind of take it away. Bitcoin, obviously, we always need to make sure, no matter how often you do it, that we take a look at a larger time frame. So let's look at the weekly first, and we're going to look at some on-chain as well. But what I want everybody to notice is we have this massive falling wedge broken out into this rising wedge. Of course, we had this false breakout here, and we fell back into this rising wedge. These rising wedges have a propensity, a high hit rate of breaking out to the downside. Of course, we had this false breakout here, but will we get that to the downside here? Well, let's go ahead and look at some on-chain for a second. I just wanted to point a couple things out. This is a global liquidity chart, aggregating liquidity globally, China, Europe, Japan, US. And we can see what I really want people to notice is right here with this area that was flat, this drop right here, which looks relatively small. It's good to look at the macro. It was relatively small in the swing of things. This is the FTX collapse. Then we got that base here. And what was the bullish divergence we had was this massive global liquidity. The reason why I bring this up is that you can also see it right here where we had the collapse here, price action was sideways, but the global liquidity front ran where the liquidity was coming into the market. Why would that be? Well, you got to have gas at a gas station delivered before that gas station can give the gas to the cars. Same thing with price action. Before money can start flowing into risk assets, there's got to be more money to do it. And what we're seeing right here is where the price action, the global liquidity actually reduced. This front ran the pullback in price, but we're seeing that there's a high likelihood of Chinese stimulus coming in. Will that be something that sort of buoys the market a little bit? China is obviously acting completely different than the U.S. is. U.S. is absolutely fumbling the ball in terms of what's going on with digital asset empowerment, support, regulation. Whereas Hong Kong, we saw this week in the news, Hong Kong is pushing banks to support crypto assets. In addition to that, we talked about the stimulus. Is this going to mean that the liquidity is going to come back up? Is this going to be something good to see, front running something, a big move in the market to come? Well, where we're at on the halving cycle, these are all three different halving cycles we've had so far. If we look at where we're at, we're not going to do exactly the same thing, of course, but where we're at, halving would be way over here. We see that on the 2019 and on the 2014, 2015 sort of zone, I think it was actually before that, we could see that this sort of flat bottom, perfectly in line here, all three of these. Then we had the push up at different phases, but each one of these phases that had a push up did off in a lot of consolidation. This had the 2019 huge push up.
And
large
one thing I do
sell-off.
want to add while you're looking at the 2019 data right there, at the very end of the 2019 data, you see that dip. That is the March 2020 COVID crash. So if you really just kind of remove that 45, 90 days of data right there, you can see it would more be up and to the right. That little flash crash happened.
But this area right here preceding this global economic shutdown, COVID 2020, this still had a sell-off, and this might not look as big, but this was about 140% push-up with about a 60% drop, and then sideways consolidation that frustrated everybody so much. This right here was a large, the 3,500 up to almost nearly $14,000. Large sell-off here, and the base was, if we looked at it where we're at now, we still got, several hundred days, if we're looking at where this is at, of a potential either downside or sideways. I'm not saying that is going to happen, but if we look at history, very likely. Now, looking here at the value days destroyed, free chart, if you go to lookintobitcoin.com, come up here to charts and come all the way over here to value days destroyed. This gets a really good look at market tops and bases, market bottoms. And what this really does more specifically is this is identifying when older coins are being sold, or a combination of older coins and a lot of coins just in general, because you're seeing days being held destroyed, meaning people that bought a long time ago selling. That's what this metric is. And what I want you to notice is in 2019, huge push up right here. And this yellow area dipped back into the green twice here. And in this case, we're not going to consider this because this is right in the middle of the base. We have not dipped back down into the green yet, meaning there's not the profit taking and then the resolution of, basically accumulated versus buying is not sort of pulled back into the zone yet. So looking at the Bitcoin chart, I do think there we still have a likelihood of the price action breaking down even below this falling channel here and potentially coming down to where this volume range is right here. And when we look at this with the money flow coming all the way down here, is this going to round out and bounce, showing bullish strength? Right now, the context of the market doesn't fully suggest that, but weirder things have happened. If we look at this on the 4-hour chart, things are just chopping around. Look at this, bouncing right on this line, but we're failing to get back above the 0.618. I do think that we're in for a bit more chop. So that's what I'm seeing right now. If we want to look at the last thing I want to show is a Cardano. We do have this. I mean, look at this, is ugly. This could come all the way down here to the 19, 18 cent range, even below that, down to the 15.
I'm glad you said that, because
range.
a lot of people are calling for this 20-cent Cardano. Well, that recent crash, some exchanges, it hit 21 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that was the 20-cent crash or if we have another one, but just a little bit of hopium for the people. Everybody calling for 20-cent Cardano. Well, we hit 21, folks. So maybe that was it. Now, I'm not saying that was the bottom. I'm just saying that could be potential narrative.
I absolutely agree. If I were to bet on this, I would think that this would test this area again and potentially get some sort of wick down below the 20, where all this price action was back here in December 2020. I want everybody to realize, you felt like you missed it. You have to remember, markets work in cycles. Look at this. Price is giving you an opportunity again. Is this the opportunity again? Depends on your timeline. So with that being said, make sure you check us out, BitLab Academy YouTube page. We're pushing up there, and you can still get in. The coupon code's ending here very shortly. Get over here, bitlabacademy.com. You can use Give Me 30 for 30% off your first month. With that, I bid you adieu.
All right, final question here, Kelly. Was 15,500 the bottom if you had to bet?
If I had to bet, yes.
I
think we have about a 20 to 25% chance of actually testing down into the 18 region.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely we're going to hold here.
Yeah. I think 15.5 was the bottom. I put myself out there. It was in November of last year, 8 months ago at this point, 7 months ago. So I'm still sticking by that. We'll see. But yeah, I'm liking what you're putting down. I'm sniffing what you're biffing. Kelly, always a great time. Thank you, buddy.
See you later, brother.
All right. You know what? Maybe we'll just go shiny forehead today. I know it's there's a little bit of a glare on your screen. I know 80% of our viewers just had to adjust the brightness on their screen right now, and I apologize for that. But please hit that like button if it's not too shiny for you. All right, you ready to get into the headlines, buddy?
I've been waiting to get in the headlines the entire show.
Really? Because you've just been chatting with chat the entire time. Really? Is that what you're doing? Because you and Tyler and
I'm
Raul.
telling you, man. This position right here is no joke. You're supposed to stay up to date with the chat. You got to keep up to date with the jokes. You got to laugh on.
I like how you say, I'm ready to laugh at Ben's jokes, but Deezy's, I just get the cricket. Nothing. Peanut gallery. Glare. I get a glare. Someone says no glare from my forehead. Well, I'm getting a glare from Tim.
You gotta give me the wink, Deezy. That you gotta.
Oh,
yeah.
Wink. I'm actually not the best winker.
There we go.
I gotta struggle to keep my other eye open. All right, let's get into some Bitcoin news here. Bitcoin challenges gold's dominance. Will Bitcoin reign supreme? They've demonstrated a remarkable decoupling from gold, further solidifying its position as a distinct and independent investment instrument. Here's the bearish take. Gold's going up while Bitcoin went down, and so there's no longer a correlation. All right, the tweet revealed that it now takes 13.3 ounces of gold to acquire a single Bitcoin, marking a significant 46% increase since the beginning of the year. Currently, the spot price. Well, yeah, I mean, if you go from Bitcoin price at the beginning of the year, it looks pretty good. But if we're looking like a month data, we're seeing a little bit of a disconnect here. The disassociation from gold is also accelerated. Hey, just like I said in the last few months, as of middle of this month, the correlation was down to 0.17, according to Glassnode, from the multi-year peaks recorded in April. This was a severe correction. So we're starting to see a little decoupling. I still like silver more than I like gold. Gold set new all-time highs. Silver has yet to break its all-time high from 2010, 2011. So silver went all the way to $50. I think it's around 30, 40. Gold all-time high. So, if there is some people are saying silver's being depressed or suppressed. I say we do a little silver run. Everybody go to your pawn shop, buy your silver. Don't get like, not real silver if you're going to get silver or gold. I would say get the real stuff. Now, maybe you live in a not safe neighborhood, might not be a good move for you, but do you hold any precious metals?
I don't hold any of them. And even when it comes to silver and gold, I've said this before and people have corrected me. There's definitely seasons and times where silver is going to outpace gold, but long term, silver is easier to produce. So it goes with that supply and demand thing, that when the price starts to climb, they're just going to start pumping the crap out of it, and then the price will drop because it's that easy to do. Gold is not as hard as Bitcoin, so I'm a big Bitcoin guy, obviously, but gold, it's a little harder to produce. Therefore, long term, your holding gold is a lot better than silver. That's my personal opinion. Others will say I'm wrong.
I think on a long enough time scale, now I'm talking centuries, I think on a long enough time scale, there's a non-zero chance there'll be a global EMP. And so if you're a doomsayer and you're like, I think this is going to happen, maybe it'd be good to have some precious metals. Now, I do think brass and lead is going to be the real currency, though. Let that be clear. All right. You ready to talk some shorts here?
Let's do it.
There's a show on Nickelodeon called Eat Your Shorts, Can't Eat Your Shorts. What was that show called?
I was not a Nickelodeon kid.
It's old. God, what was Donkey Lips? Yeah, Donkey Lips. All right, that was just a throwback for some of the older people here. Bitcoin shorts lose 16 million as the Blackrock ETF filing sparks a bullish outlook. The hopes surrounding this potential ETF filing by Blackrock spurred a slight change in market movements early on Friday, fueling the bullish outlook among some traders. An estimated 20% of Americans have now owned Bitcoin at some point. Don't know if I believe that. I think that is probably twice the real number. BlackRock's proposed ETF potentially offers the other 80% an option that is altogether more familiar and accessible. Would you say 20% of Americans have owned Bitcoin?
No.
I wouldn't even say 20% have owned any crypto. And I think, a lot of people bought Doge on Robinhood 2 years ago. So, yeah, I don't see it. Salute your shorts. Salute your shorts. Not eat your shorts. Yeah, I'm talking about Bart Simpson. Salute your shorts. Eat my shorts from a Breakfast Club movie. Okay, you can't do that on television. I'll eat shorts on television. You can't stop me. But it'll be like that edible kind. Tim, buy me some. All right, Bitcoin quickly regained the 25,500 level early on Friday, erasing losses from the past 2 days when it fell to as low as 24,860. As such, the market strength of Bitcoin impacted shorts or bets against the asset, with the tracked future seeing over $16 million in short liquidations in the past 24 hours. 16 million is not that high. We want to see much higher. We want them shorts to get punished sometimes. All right, we're gonna get more into this with the CT Minute. I found like I said, a pretty good ETF analyst for, I believe, Bloomberg, and he has some really good breakdowns. So just, if you see any noise with this article and something's not technically, the right word, just be patient. I'm going to walk us through it and explain exactly what this is later. Tim, buy Deezies. No, yeah. Don't do that. We'd have an awkward conversation with our women.
Yeah, it would be very weird. Yeah.
All right. The SEC has only once rejected an ETF application from BlackRock. I wonder if they have the number, because I think it's 521 to 1. I don't know. We'll see if they have the number here. BlackRock's the world's largest asset manager and has only once had an ETF it proposed rejected. That was way back in 2014. The proposed ETF was characterized by its non-transparent nature, which have hidden its holdings from investors akin to a blind trust. Moreover, they noted this ETF did not provide assurance that its trading would be aligned with the net asset value. So that one had some issues. The new ETF would test Coinbase as chief custodian of the fund's Bitcoin, a decision possibly complicated by the recent lawsuit against the exchange. I believe the record was 520 to 1 or something, or maybe it was like 4 or something. But guys, we're talking about hundreds, 575. Someone's saying 575. I don't know if that's confirmed, but yeah. Over 500 to 1. And so we're feeling pretty good about the odds. Now, you don't want to use that style of science. I forget what they call it, but where you use evidence of the sun coming up that'll show up tomorrow. It happened before, so it's going to happen again. It's not really science.
What's the name of that?
I forget what it's called. It's a way of thinking. Keynes. I don't know, something like that. Maybe someone will know. David Deutsch has several books about it. I love some.
That's just
David
a fun
Deutsch.
name to say, Deutsch.
Yeah, David Deutsch. But you don't look at that. You look at, celestial bodies if you really want to figure out. Then you learn about Earth's axis. You don't just say, well, that fireball went above the trees yesterday and the day before, so it certainly will tomorrow. You're probably going to be right, but that isn't how you want to, bet on something. All right, now let's talk about Chucky Ho blasting the Bitcoiners supporting BlackRock's ETF. That is Matty B's name I stole. They're bidding to launch a spot ETF. Well, let's see what Chucky had to say. Many have tried before and failed, but pundit may like their odds due to their extensive political influence. fun little wrinkle to that. BlackRock, as an asset manager, does not do political donations. Now, Larry Fink has done donations both sides of the aisles, and I'm sure their subsidiaries do. But as a whole, BlackRock doesn't do.
What's the source of that? Is the source BlackRock? They say they don't do it? Or?
I mean, it's you have to file that. You have to file that. I looked into Larry Fink's political donations before the show. I do some research every now and then, folks. Every now and then. All right. Many have tried before and failed, but pundits may like their odds. Okay. Due to their extended political influence. Nonetheless, not are all enthused by this development, including Charles Hoskinson. He took a swipe at members of the Bitcoin community actively defending their ETF product. Bitcoiners defending BlackRock is all you need to know about their ethics, mental state, and greed. I have a separate opinion. I think it's a little bit more nuanced. I think it's okay to support decentralization and support, a non-censored form of money, but it's also okay to support, I want it easier for my grandma to buy Bitcoin. I think you can have both those thoughts in your head at the same time. I understand where the fear is coming from. They're going to control it. They're going to suppress it. There might be some element of that, but you got to break some eggs if you're going to make an omelet. And if you want grandma to buy Bitcoin, she's not going to write down a seed phrase. Okay. So stop pretending like she will. This is how we make it happen. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to champion the evil people in the dark suits with the briefcases.
Yeah.
But, I think it's okay to just look at this in a nuanced, balanced way.
I mean, DJ, I'm kind of in the boat of, I don't love it. But it's inevitable. It's not stoppable.
All right. How do you feel about it? It's easier for your grandma to buy Bitcoin. Just take that part of it. It's easier for a mutual fund. It's easier to have it as an investment portfolio, and it's easier to buy it in your 401k without a tax hit.
So, but even that method, you're talking about grandma calling up her financial advisor and saying, "Hey, get some Bitcoin."
She's much more likely to do that than write down a seed phrase.
Well, couldn't she currently do that right now? Couldn't she just go ahead and call her financial advisor at Fidelity to buy her some Bitcoin? Like, I think that's already there. I hear that concept.
No,
you can't
I push back against that. No, I push back against that. Have you ever tried to change a 401k's payment structure or your investment structure of 401k?
No.
It's not easy. You don't just open up the webpage and they have Bitcoin. They're going to give you 6 options, and these 6 options are all going to be, real estate holdings and this and that. It is really, really difficult to just be like, yeah, put Bitcoin on there. It's not that easy. It is very, very difficult. Anybody back me up who's tried to adjust their 401k investments. It is a difficult process. And so I think this will make it a lot easier. Sure, maybe there's some way, convoluted way, several phone calls, talk to a manager, you get some Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Sure, maybe. But even then, we're looking at futures, not spot. And so it is a lot different. Hi, I'm a grandma and have a couple wallets, so I have seed phrases. Bev, you're killing it. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep Bev McLean. No, that's a clean way to live. I like that. I want to meet DZ's grandma one day. I don't have much family, so not around. Grandma, hey, same. All right, let's adjust over here. All right, let's talk about Mark Cuban. Let's dunk on this guy. I don't even know what this is going to say, but I have a feeling I'm going to have to dunk on him. The outspoken owner of the Dallas Mavericks defends crypto and calls out banks. Dang it, don't be on our side again. That's just like a Jim Cramer effect. It's a
I knew what the story
indicator.
was going to be. I was like, I don't know what your dunk's going to be, but I'm curious to see what you attempt with this dunk. We have some time. Let's play around. Let's see what he says.
All right, let's see what he says.
Yeah.
The proponent of cryptocurrencies took aim at the criticism levied by John Reed Stark, a former official with the SEC. He pointed out that groupthink, the phenomenon where a group of people make decisions collectively, essentially saved depositors of Silicon Valley and other institutions when oversight and regulation failed. What saved those depositors was groupthink. Regulation and oversight couldn't provide the velocity of groupthink for those banks. It failed. Okay, so he's talking about people that looked into Slack and said, hey, you should pull your funds. I'm seeing some scary things. Not everybody was privy to that. Maybe someone was on vacation. Some people did feel the pain there. But okay, I see what he's saying. Group text saved a lot of people who had deposits at Silicon Valley Bank. Sure. Social networks and, just friend networks saved a lot of people. Okay, I see that point. I have nothing to disagree with there. According to Cuban banks, cross-deposit and FDIC-insured institutions to ensure deposits up to $1 million are fully insured. The FDIC or feds didn't change the insurance program. They let banks continue to use a workaround that allows banks to effectively circumvent the FDIC insurance limit. In response to Stark's assertion that banks offer more protection than cryptocurrency firm. I think they probably do. I think in a vacuum, that's a true statement. I think Mark, it's fun to just rile up, the anti-bank people yeah, no, you're wrong because look at that bank. I think as a whole, hey, Celsius, where's my ETH? Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Banks in general are going to be safer than an exchange. Would you disagree with that? Not a decentralized exchange, because that's smart contracts, that's code. Yeah. Talking about individuals at centralized exchanges, you're more likely to wake up and your centralized exchange locks you out of your funds than you drive to your bank and the door is locked. Okay, maybe in different countries the odds alter, but yeah, he's really just kind of just making stuff up there, I think. All right, Binance under investigation in France since February of 22. French arm of Binance is reportedly under investigation on charges of aggravated money laundering. Ooh, we don't want that. According to a report published in French daily Le Monde, the French arm of the crypto exchange has been the subject of an investigation conducted by Judicial Investigation Service of Finance under the direction of the interregional jurisdiction of Paris since February of last year. Binance reportedly failed to obtain an operating license and offer their services to French customers illegally. Since 2019, exchanges are required to obtain the approval of the AMF to operate. However, Binance, which has been operating in France since 2020, reportedly only got the AMF approval in May of 22. So, I mean, what do you think they applied, though? I don't know. I'm all about in technology. Sometimes you got to move fast and break things if you really want to have innovation. And I think this is an example of moving fast and breaking things. I wouldn't worry about it too much. But that being said, the French, man, don't discount the French and their ability. Have you seen what they can do with protest over like 18-month change of a retirement fund? Or, you know, oh, wait, you cut me down to 8 smoking breaks instead of 12. Let's hit the streets. No more trash pickup. So in some levels, you got to respect the French, man. What do you think?
Sure. Let's go with it.
You take my baguette. Let's hit the streets. No more bus drivers. You know, you're like, whoa, buddy. Like, you know, just cut your baguettes from 4 to 3. You know, it ain't that big a deal. But tacos are not burritos.
Bring that back up?
Correct. Some need to educate me on the history of money. You know what? Catching Up to Crypto's got a really good stuff. Also, really good. Ray Dalio's got some really good videos you should check out. All right, Blockchain Association requests info on Prometheum over suspicious approval. This is a cryptocurrency association of just like a lobbying group. Think of it that way. Some are finding this, you know, a little sketchy, a little, you know, is there smoke? Is there a fire here? The Blockchain Association Counsel, Marissa Koppel, said the group filed a FOAI, Freedom of Information Act request to the SEC seeking documents and communications related to Prometheum. The requests are submissions by members of the public to U.S. federal agencies that can ask for records on any topic. In this case, the SEC's information on Prometheum. I'm not an expert in Freedom of Information Act, but I think anytime you have a meeting in a government building, you know, the odds are there's going to be notes on that meeting. And then I think you have just, as long as it's not state secrets, you have full access to those meeting notes. Sometimes it takes 2 years, but, you know, that is one of the good things that came from, I think it was Bush. Freedom of Information Act. You know, that's one. I don't know how Cheney let that one slip through. Maybe it was Clinton, but I think Bush let that in. So yeah, good stuff. So yeah, we'll see what happens with the Freedom of Information Act. That might be a process. They're going to try to slow it down. They're going to try to pump the brakes on it. It depends on. Again, I'm not an expert on FOIA requests there, but I'm assuming, yeah, there's probably something there, right? Like that was a suspiciously fast approval by some company that really didn't have any products.
I mean, every single day more sketchy stuff comes out there. And I know we made a video about that last night. Ben made a great video. Go check that one out. But there's another one. We're doing some deeper dives into what's happening there. We might even we were talking about this morning, just exciting you guys. I'm not going to give away too many details, but we might even shoot some of it in other places. It's going to be a big video we're making in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that.
I like it. And I don't know if you've seen Tucker. We should maybe implement some sort of strategy like that with Ben. It's something I've said before, you know, we need to replicate the image over the right shoulder or, you know, just replace the image. I guess we have, but you know, it's
talk with Nick. Talk with Nick.
It's the writing. It's the writing. Yeah. This person's all hyped up on Mountain Dew. We love it. Prometheum, CCP, Vitalik, SEC, they are all connected. Yeah, no arguments here. And BlackRock wrecked Luna behind WF and ESG. Yeah, that's one thing I don't get is Larry Fink's support of ESG. It is a little odd to me. You can't believe that he thinks it's a good thing. All right, Coinbase, last headline here before the CT Minute, and then we got some Taco Tuesday on a Friday. Coinbase customers can now earn 4% USDC rewards despite the scrutiny from the government. Previously, they offered a 2% rewards rate. Now they hopefully this increase aims to incentivize more users to use Coinbase services to store their stablecoin there, specifically USDC. One of the claims they face from the SEC is that its staking service is an investment contract that the company failed to register. They have distanced the rewards program from the targeted services, clarifying that you cannot stake USDC, but customers in certain regions may be eligible to earn rewards on USDC. Okay, it looks like this is going to be, always bring this up, where people just argue over the definition of a word. You know, no stake, no, it's reward, no, it's passive, no, it's regulated, no, you know, it's, is this one's just going to go to the lawyers? Who's going to get rich off that? The lawyers are. All right, I think it's time for a little CT Minute brought to you by Stake. And speaking of stake, kick.com/hit slots. Can you put that in there? So this is a brand new channel. If you want to check it out, kick.com/hit slots. We did a test stream yesterday, 45 minutes. So we can hang out and just be degens together. So yeah, let's go ahead and roll that thing. All right, let's get into it. One, I think we talked about this on ATB. This was really, really good stuff. This was, we did a great episode. What is Prometheum? If you want to learn more about Prometheum, watch last night's ATB where I show that clip. We're going to show something with Rare Evo, right? Because I plan on going there pretty soon. We got that queued up, Tim? The Rare Evo?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't show that then. Guys, got to love the filter technology. We had Chemo on ATB. That was the one where everyone is freaking out at his mask right there. Let's see. This was, I always have those like little lighthearted internet things. It was the baby with the gorilla. So a mother shows a gorilla her baby, and then the gorilla, there was a mom, got all excited, ran, got her baby, and then showed it to the other one. It got fact checked. It wasn't even real. I was like, oh man, I thought it was just a feel good moment.
That's rough.
Oh man. Great episode. I think this might be the first politician I ever donate money to. How crazy.
Huh.
Pretty crazy. Let's see. Ricardo Harp. Oh, this was people freaking out about Blackrock verbiage, where it talks about, if Bitcoin is forked, they're essentially they have to choose what they feel is the real one. And so people are freaking out and saying, no, they're going to fork Bitcoin. They're going to get control and fork it. That is not. This is, I think this person kind of summed it up best. Entirely standard legal wording that would be negligent of them to omit. I'm reaching out for the Monect app for Ben Armstrong for BitBoy. So if anybody connected to Monect, guys, we're trying to reach out. So reach out back to us. We'd love to get something going. Maybe even get Ben on the PBD podcast. That would be awesome. Or maybe even get one of the PBD crew to, come out here and film something. That'd be pretty cool. Now let's get into the BlackRock stuff. Here's a guy who used to run the gold ETF, explaining why a grantor trust, which is the structure of the BlackRock Bitcoin filing, is used for some ETFs versus the traditional fund structure. When you put a commodities into a fund-like structure, you can't use a 40 Act. Basically, a lot of legalese here. It can hold a single asset and doesn't need to be diversified in a way that a 40 Act mutual fund has to be. So they're saying, no, there's a lot of people saying, no, this isn't it. This isn't it. This isn't what we think it is. No, it kind of is. It's just because it's a commodity, it's going to be slightly different. Everyone's saying it's a trust, not an ETF. And then this was what we were talking about earlier, 575 to 1. All right, here is where I'm, basically where I got most of this pretty good information. Eric Balchunas, shout out to him. Maybe we get him on an ATB one day. Senior ETF analyst for Bloomberg. This guy eats, sleeps, and breathes ETFs for one of the top financial publications in the world. To all those saying the BlackRock filing is a trust and not an ETF, do you consider the gold ETF to be an ETF? Well, this is the same thing. Lots of structures under ETF umbrella. Nothing like Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. This is the real deal. So yeah, you're going to see people trying to confuse the news on, no, this is different. This is like Grayscale. This is not. This is because they're filing as a commodity. So don't get lost in the weeds there. All right,
this has been a super confusing thing going back and forth with the articles back and forth. So this is very helpful to anyone out there.
Yeah, and that guy has a whole thread on it. So
Yeah.
if you want to go follow that guy, so just go to my Twitter. You see that I retweet it. No more hats and sweatpants.
Yeah.
Yeah. We still got the sweatpants.
Well,
on.
I mean, we got the Wendy and Ben feet. Do you want to do your foot show
No.
off?
No,
it's
that's
not
weird.
you?
No.
Well, you just showed it kind of. I didn't know if you wanted
Well,
to.
that's for weirdos.
Okay.
All right. No, well, I had the hoodie suit on, but I didn't want to cover the shirt. I like the shirt, so I wanted to show off the shirt. That's what's going on here. Yeah, he should go to Timcast. I think he'd be great on that. You know what? Fine. I'm going back. See, someone just said something. I'm too shiny, so I was like, you know what? I will be shiny. Now you're saying I'm going without. I'm going with. All right, let's get into Taco Tuesday on a Friday. Who's having tacos today? Hit that like button if you have some tacos. Where are we at on likes, by the way?
We are sitting at 723.
Ooh, let's get up to 1,000, folks, while we're live. And then if you're watching on the recording, I want 3,000 likes. I think we can get to look at what the number is. Help us out. Let's get it up closer to 3K. At 3K, stop. Don't do anymore. Okay, that's all I want. We don't need more. All right, NFT news. We just had a huge sale, Taco, at Sotheby's. Their second 3AC NFT sale, net 10.9 million. The Goose. They're calling it the Goose. Can we share this real quick just so the viewers at home can see what the right here. Okay, that is the Goose right there. That's
on the left
Goose.
there.
Yeah, that thing on the left. You can kind of see a goose. You kind of see it there.
A little bit, just the one portion of it though.
Yeah, but it's a famous set of NFTs, the Ringers, and the Goose is one of the more classic ones. It's kind of like one of the more famous ones. The Goose sold for $6 million. So Taco, are NFTs dead?
Well, apparently, according to Beeple, they are dead. Please delete all remaining JPEGs by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today.
Can we go to big head for me? I like the view of me with a
You
giant
just want
head
the-
and Taco full body.
Oh yeah.
Well, you gotta put this Beeple tweet up there.
Yeah.
Hey, I own Grayscale and ETH. Can you explain why people don't like these investments? Because it's futures trading, not spot trading. Grayscale, you're kind of betting on where it's going to be in 2 months, not where it is today. And so people think the manipulation is kind of hurting Bitcoin more than helping there. All right, but yeah, back to this. I mean, 11 million Sotheby's. So obviously, when it comes to scarce, desirable assets, the rich are still spending money. Do you think this says anything about the economy at large, or is this just, that 0.001% just not going to be affected like, say, me and you?
Well, when it comes to these quote unquote grails in the NFT ecosystem, yeah, they're definitely for the 0.001% of the population that can afford them. And I just thought this was funny because this article says like this might be the final hurrah for NFTs. I think we're just getting started, ebbs and flows with the current bear market, bull market. They're gonna come back, and they're gonna come back better than ever. So let's get into that article though. So it's from the Grails collection. So here's a bunch of the other NFTs that they sold.
37 of them total, and the Grails.
Yep, and they had an estimated value for what they should or they think they should have sold for. So this is the Ringer 879, nicknamed the Goose. It was estimated between 2 million and 3 million, and as we said,
Punk 6529. I think he actually tweeted out the last 2 minutes of the auction. I didn't watch it myself. Say it got a little crazy. So yeah,
let me go
congrats
down
to
that
Punk
part.
6529.
Yeah, they were going back and forth. They're trying to bid it up, and yeah, that guy 6529, he won it. So the significance is these were generated on chain. So when you hit the mint button, it's like I'll read it right here. On-chain long-form generative art is an act of faith by the artist and the minter. Once the algorithm is committed to the blockchain, nobody knows the outputs it will produce. The Goose represents this more clearly than any generative NFT. We could have run the Ringer mint thousands of times without producing anything like it. So it was generated when it was minted, which I think is amazing for NFT technology, blockchain technology. The Goose has had a historic journey so far through key moments in NFT history. It was purchased by Three Arrows Capital, Suzu, and I think his other name. Let's see if I can find it. Anyway, they pretty much got liquidated, bankrupt, so they had to sell all these.
Kyle Davies.
Yeah, Kyle Davies. There you go. So yeah, it's these are significant pieces of artwork on the blockchain, and yeah, Sotheby's they picked them up, and they have their auctions pretty regularly. So this one was one of the largest generative art sales over the last 2 years.
Yeah, huge. And, 3AC, they paid 5.8 million for it. And so, it's kind of a little bit of a uptrend there. It was 1,800 ETH. I don't know what this one was in ETH, but a lot of money. Some of the most significant digital artworks ever assembled. I would agree with that. I would put Beeple's collection thing in there. I would even maybe put, even though it's way down, Jack Dorsey's first tweet NFT that he did. That was kind of big too. But yeah, I would love to own one of these things. Fidenzas, Squiggles, Chrome. But what about you? I mean, it's just obviously way out of my price range.
Man, if one day I come into millions and millions of dollars, maybe I'll hang one up on my wall and I have like a little QR code so you can find it on the blockchain. That'd be pretty cool.
If DZ could pull a rabbit from his hat, I can pull a bird, but I'm not going to do that. That wouldn't be family friendly. So we're not going to pull a bird. All right. Well, Taco, I mean, are you going to be buying any NFTs this weekend?
I might buy the Tappy Tools NFT, which will grant you like their pro services.
Ooh,
it's like the Dex tools on Cardano, and they also have like stats on all of their NFTs on Cardano, so you could see the percent change. You can see which ones are maybe undervalued, and you can snipe one. And I just have one more article here.
Yeah,
and it's how boring punks set the stage for NFT rivals. So the NFT market roars to life with a surge in sales and user activity. New collections like Boring Punks makes waves while Bored Ape Yacht Club and Mutant Ape Yacht Club dominate the scene. So I was reading this article, and if you come down here, it says that the CryptoPunks introduced a new NFT collection known as the Boring Punks. This is false.
Well, it's no. This again, definition of the word introduced. You could say inspired. Some would say that you could mean it that way. Yeah, it is not. Well, CryptoPunks is owned by Yuga. Yuga did not make this, but I think they mean more of a inspiration.
Yeah, it's they got the inspiration. You're right, from the CryptoPunks. These Boring Punks, they're more cartoon based. They're based on the CryptoPunks. So I mean, you have to give them props where it's due. They had over $1.5 million worth of sales on June 14th, and it was a bunch of new buyers. And on OpenSea, they had 25,000 sales.
But yeah, I think at this point, I think it's already dead. I think
it's already
like
gone
0.01,
down significantly.
Right?
I don't think it'll come back. It's just like any other project that pops up.
It kind of shows you that the meme culture, where some, there's still pumpamentals to be had in NFTs. It's not just, all slow bleeding here. We're seeing a lot of injection from the whales. And then even the guppies and minnows, they're having a fun time. But I agree with the Tappy Tools. I think that might be a good one in the long term, though.
And then one last thing, if you could bring up my screen, give us a follow at Vumio NFT. A lot of cool things are going to be coming in the future. So you want to kind of hit the notification bell, stay up to date. And yeah, there's going to be a Discord soon. So I'll be on the lookout for that as well.
All right, cool. We got a NFT alpha video coming out today?
Yep, NFT alpha video coming out at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go into the Sotheby's auction and Donald Trump as well. See what's happening with him after he got
all right, but don't say it. Don't say it. Keep it. All right, you're going to have to watch.
You're going to have to watch it. 7 p.m.
7 p.m. All right, make sure you have notifications on NFT alpha. Taco, always a great time. Appreciate it, buddy. Are you going to eat tacos this weekend?
I was thinking about pizza tonight, maybe tacos tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. Well, I was going to do pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, but then I was going to have pasta at supper time. All right. Let's move on here. What do we got after? We got Web3 games. I mean, do they even exist? All right. That's the Boring Punks thing. Oh, wait a minute. Was this? Oh, it's the AI thing. AI first. Mercedes-Benz adding ChatGPT for AI voice commands. That is pretty huge. It's a little scary. It is a little scary. They announced Thursday it'll be add the ChatGPT chatbot. It is cars via beta program for the MBUX experience of features in its vehicles, enabling AI-driven voice commands and additional functionality. Actually, I think it's fine as long as you got to hit approve. You know what I mean? If you're like, hey, take me to the best pizza place, and it like locks the doors and hits the gas, and that's obviously going to be a bad thing. But if they're like, yeah, let's go to Marco's around the corner, if you like chain, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So I think it'd be more like the second scenario, not the first scenario.
How would they determine the best pizza place? Ratings? Reviews?
Probably a consortium of ratings, a little Google, a little Yelp. And maybe like, I mean, depending on the data set, you could just see, all right, who's actually eating there?
I mean,
You know,
it'd be pretty interesting if they took you to Little Caesars.
I think the AI would take control of the car, but you know, the self-driving cars already do that. And so that's not really adding a new element.
Interesting.
The new element is the destination punching it in, basically.
If you were ChatGPT, DZ, what would you put as the best pizza place?
If I'm ChatGPT,
You're
well, I would
ChatGPT.
say Marco's is probably the best chain,
Mm.
and then I think it's just going to go down to a local situation. Then, like, who
Yeah.
do you have in the local?
Yeah, you gotta go chain.
I
so
put
people know.
Marco's above Domino's, above Pizza Hut, and above Papa John's.
That's not that hard to do, though.
I mean,
so
what
yeah.
chains are there though?
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not that
That's
much.
a hard one. That's a very hard one.
I'm a tech for Mercedes. This is the first time I'm hearing this. Well, this came out probably via like a press release within the last 12 hours. So, you know, you'd probably be the first person at your work talking about it. Voice commands for the AI are through the car. You would be speaking to the car directly. For those drivers not comfortable with it in their car, they said the data protection is top priority. Will operate inside a controlled cloud, they added, as they monitor for potential risks and way to improve the system. Yeah, you don't want like inside your Mercedes say, hey, what's the maximum amount of poison I can create for 50 cents with household chemicals? Yeah, you don't want that. Let me drive you to the Target. Let's buy these chemicals. Yeah, probably not a good thing, you know. Where's the, never, I'm not even going to say bad scenarios. There's bad things you could punch into AI that we don't really want to happen. We don't want answers being given for some things. Right? We don't want answers to all questions for everybody.
Yeah, but then you start to get into a very weird scenario where it's like, what do you restrict? What do you not restrict?
I think
freedom's
you
a
got
scary
to
thing.
use personal. You got to use safety, physical safety, probably as you know, the first line.
Yeah, I mean, they're just that line gets messy sometimes, though. You know,
Yeah, it does. But what's the alternative?
anarchy, I don't
Wild
know.
West, everything,
Yeah.
nothing's illegal. I mean,
Hey,
there is speech
listen.
that's illegal, like on purpose.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think you got to use the existing laws as a template, and then you
Yes.
probably need to add in physical safety as a second template, and then you kind of take it from
But
there.
I mean, even those, I think you're going to get into a dangerous zone. We're not going to go too deep on this, but you're going to get into a dangerous zone of what some people think is a violation of safety, and then what others think is. So it's kind of messy.
Yeah, but you also don't want someone to type in, you know, where's Tim's child's daycare? When do they have the least amount of employees? You know, like there's bad things you wouldn't want people typing in, or personal information like, hey, what's the easiest way to steal a social security number? You know, there are some things. So, but I agree with your point.
Unless they know that if they look up Tim's child's daycare, that there might be consequences coming from Tim for them doing that.
Yeah.
You know?
iRobot. I need to watch the new Black Mirror. I need to get into those. All right. Let's talk a little. What do we have? Gaming with Arbitrum. Arbitrum's new layer 3. What? That's a layer 2 on a layer 2. Xi Network is built to power Web 3 games. Dedicated gaming network is launching with support from off-chain labs with games like, oh yeah, Final Form and Lamoverse. Oh yeah, you can't forget those famous games. Arbitrum Immutable X are battling out to provide a home for the next wave of games. But later this year, so-called Layer 3 will enter the arena with a specific goal of catering to game creators. It's being developed in collaboration with Off-Chain Labs, the original creator and developer behind Arbitrum. So it's an inside deal. Xi will be overseen by the Xi Foundation with support and servicing by Off-Chain Labs, the Arbitrum creators. It's also being created with the help from the game developer X Populous, which will deploy the first games planned to launch on the network. So it looks like a little game studio acquiring here. And so, all right, we built Arbitrum. Now we got to build the ecosystem. So let's team up with the game, and then let's get some games out. So, well, we'll see. IMX does have deals with game makers. Gala has deals with game makers. There's a lot of deals with game makers. It all depends on the games. You know, you can release 20 games, they could all suck, or you have an indie game studio release one game and it 5,000 X's your sales. You know, they make Among Us, or, you know, they make Fall Guys or something, you know. So the game thing is such a crapshoot. It's almost like roulette. You know, you can bet on 35 games, you know, maybe one will hit, maybe two will hit, maybe none will hit. So you just got to be careful, folks. 35, there's technically 36 with the green 0, if you're wanting to fact check me there. All right, I think we about to do the XRP brought to you by Stake.
But first, we have a little like commercial thing.
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
Come meet BitBoy Crypto
and experience a live Hit Network podcast at Rare Evo 2023. Ben and his team will be speaking, signing books, and hosting a VIP speed networking event. Rare Evo is being held on August 24th through 26th in Denver, Colorado at the Gaylord Rockies. Buy your tickets and book your hotel room now at rareevo.io.
Yeah, Rare Evo had a great time last year. It was in Denver. Really, really great crowd. It was Cardano-centric last time. Now it's going to be a little bit open. So I'm still looking to see some of you ADA gang members. Layer 2 on Layer 2 is 4, right? I mean, his name's Techno Goody. You got to agree with him. Yeah, your logic is infallible. I think it is. I think it is. All right, let's talk a little Ripple here. Ripple versus SEC case to be resolved within days. This time coming from a different SEC veteran. This guy saying is Mark Fagel. He is a attorney who served as the SEC's San Francisco regional director. So we got a SEC regional director sharing his insights on the case. Guys, he's saying days, okay? That means like next week. This guy from the SEC regional director saying it's over next week. I'm not saying it is, but guys, maybe there's something here. The tweet suggests that a delay in the ruling could strengthen the argument that the judge's decision was influenced by public reactions and that it would create further confusion, leading to speculation of intentional encouragement of greater uncertainty. Say, basically, listening to the noise of the crowd will lead to a louder crowd with the goal of confusion here. He also clarified that Ripple, the company behind XRP, of course, was distinct from other SEC enforcement actions. He noted that the judge's ruling is unlikely to address the issue of secondary market trading, that the Hinman emails and questions may only be referenced in connection to a ruling on the individual defendant's liability. John Deaton, second time we talked about him today, an attorney and representative for the XRP holders, also weighed in. He highlighted his belief that charging individual executives with aiding and abetting based on recklessness standard was a significant mistake. He expressed confidence that no reasonable jury would find any executives reckless. Bam. All right, it's looking bad if they want to take it to court, folks. Do we have any Q&A? Ask me your questions. Ask me your XRP questions. Ask me your Bitcoin questions. Ask me your head shaving questions. Ask me your, coconut oil skin routine questions. Ask me your Prometheum questions. Do we have any saved up?
I don't think I've seen any so far, but well, I'm trying to think of a good.
I saw a lot of Cardano, Polygon stuff in the beginning. You know, I'm bullish on both, but I do like Cardano. Are you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna ask you, what right now, what 3 coins that you want to add to your portfolio? What are you gonna add?
Well, I missed the quant pump. If I were to add more, there's a few more. I think the file, I want to get the ones that are scared right now. I want to get the ones that are beaten down. I want to get the ones that are facing all this SEC FUD. I think if there is a potential flip, huge upside. So that would mean a file coin. That would mean, something like a Polygon. That would mean something like Cardano. So maybe those 3. I do like those 3. I think they're a little bit boring. Maybe something a little bit more exciting. Caspa. I'm gonna look into Caspa. A lot of people I like it, so I'm gonna look at it. Am I a Manscaped sponsored? No. Do I like the movie about gladiators?
No, just movies in general about gladiators.
Oh, movies about gladiators. Yeah, Ben-Hur is pretty good. Pretty difficult to make. Gladiator, also a great movie starring Russell Crowe. Love it. Thoughts on Polkadot and Injective? Polkadot has a strong promise. We're the everything blockchain. Everybody can talk to us. We'll see how it ends up playing out. Looks like we'll see. I would say probably the upside is going to be in the parachains and the dot ecosystem coins. That's where you're going to get the real big upside. The dot upside may be minimal there. Have a third of a Biddy. Should I liquidate distribute amongst alts before bull run? I don't think that's a good choice.
No.
Maybe if you really want alt exposure and you're tired of looking at this 1/3 of a Bitcoin, move your 1/3 to 1/5 and then play with your excess funds, or move it to 1/6 and then play with your excess funds. I like 1/5 though. So I would go from 0.33 to 0.2, and then you have 0.13 Bitcoin to then put in elsewhere. And then that would represent a my math is way off. I don't know. Math is wrong, but I was going to say 80%, but that doesn't seem right. 0.13. Oh, okay. No, yeah, 20. I don't know. It would be, a good percentage of it. So maybe check that out. Oh, it's 0.36. Stupid. 0.36. All right. What else do we got? Dash now versus all-time high. Sure, I'll give it to you one more time. Let's see. What do we got for Dash? Let's pull up. We're looking at CoinGecko. We're going to look at Dash, and we're going to look at the all-time high. We're going to look at it where it's at today. Squeaking into the 100 here. Rank 100 exactly. Up 4%. That looks pretty good. Look at the 90-day. Probably going to be scary. The 180-day. I knew it was going to be scary. I did not know it was going to be that scary. That's a chart where if I'm bullish on the project, I like to buy that. Right? You know what I mean? But then when you look at 24 hour, I'm like, I'm buying the top. Everything is relative, folks. You're getting in after this dump from a week ago. I would have to educate myself more on why that dumped so drastically. But let's look at the all-time chart. Woo! I have spoken about this before. If you did not put in a new all-time high, the second bull run compared to the first one, what makes you think you'll do it on the third? I think it might shrink. That being said, sure, maybe there's a 5x here, maybe there's a 10x here. I'm not liking the odds of a new all-time high, folks. I don't even like it when it's higher in April versus November, December. So I'm seeing some scary things there, so maybe don't have too much in there. But that being said, it's speculative, could go up a whole lot, especially when it's rank 100. It shoots up to a coin market cap 40. Yeah, you're looking at a great gain there. I think that's all we got. Pepe next sheep. Who knows? Do you think alts have hit the bottom of the bottom? That is really hard. I'm leaning yes, but I am by no means 80%, 90%, 100% certain. I think 21% Cardano might have been the bottom there. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. I know I tried to buy some. I didn't get that exact wick because it was only like for 10 minutes, 5 minutes. But yeah, it looked pretty low. If you pull up a 7-minute chart, you'll see some like pretty drastic drops there. Dash is digital trash. Is that what it stands for? That doesn't sound like good marketing. Never said what I thought about Injective. I don't really have that strong of a feeling about Injective, so I don't want to just make something up. I love it. I hate it. It's in between. So neutral. All right, I think that's all I got. That's all we got, folks. Make sure you hit that like button. Please go check out that Hit Slot stream. Check out the NFT Alpha at 7 p.m. And please check us out 5 p.m. around the blockchain. We got some great guests. We already got great topics. You're going to want to catch it. Check out the shirt. One final shot. That's all we got. DZ out. How long do I got to stand here?
How long do you want to stand
Do
there?
I just freeze? I'm frozen.